Oh. I missed that helmet.
What happened?
I don't know.
Oh, there we go.
Apparently you just want to stare into my eyes again. An open letter. Voluntarily vanished, but not before trying to burn the place down. There's a difference between walking away from a mess and pretending you never made it in the first place. That's when you get smacked with a rolled up newspaper.
Bad dog.
And what we've just witnessed isn't a retreat. It's a cover-up, dressed in victimhood. Something you're very good at. A disappearing act, disguised as healing. One moment she's lobbing accusations like Molotov cocktails, naming names, building websites, filing lawsuits, working away like the nasty little beaver she is, launching coordinated smear efforts across multiple platforms, and the next, she's vapor.
I got the
Gone.
vapors.
Like a horrible little ghost. Not because the story ended. No. But because the spotlight started swinging back in her direction. Let's rewind. She filed a lawsuit, removed J. Hip, Tug, and Megan, removed them, then amended, then added them again. A document that didn't just name Jeremy and George. It came with a payload of extra baggage. It named me, Shizzy Wisnut. It targeted Tug, Megan, J. Hip, and a whole roster of unnamed John and Jane Does, whose only crime was speaking, analyzing, or not aligning with her curated, ever-fragile narrative. This wasn't a legal filing in the traditional sense. This was a political flyer stapled to the courthouse door. A weaponized document designed to create splash, noise, fear, an excuse for more live stream grift. And like some weird little Bible thumper, thinking she was Martin Luther. And make no mistake, it wasn't a solo performance. Her husband was there, not front and center, but present in the framework, mentioned, involved in the filing. A quiet co-signer of the chaos. Whether by knowledge, contribution, or just passive tolerance, it was a team effort in optics, if not always in name. The vibe was clear. We're coming after everyone who dared to speak up, and we're dressing it up as a plea for justice. Except it never was justice. It was leverage. This wasn't a courtroom strategy. It was a public relation campaign. She had zero intention of serving a single person named. That's not opinion. That's the record. No service, no summons. No attempt to move forward in any legitimate sense. Just a filing for screenshot purposes and press-ready headlines that could be spun out over a month of crocodile-tiered content. And when the narrative started to fray, when people started to read the documents instead of just the captions, well, she pulled the plug.
Of course she did.
On July 17th, 2025, she quietly signed the end of her own performance. Plaintiff voluntarily dismisses this complaint against all defendants. As she's slapdashing her makeup on to make her appearance and look like a Down syndrome Cleopatra. No hearing, no ruling. Stop! I'm trying to sell this shit. No hearing, no ruling, no pressure from the court. Just a self-inflicted disappearing act, like it never happened. Oh, but it did happen. And the ripple effect that stunt is still being felt by every single person she tried to drag into her personal hall of mirrors. She doesn't get to act like she stumbled into this lawsuit by accident. She filed it. She named us. And then, like clockwork, she pivoted into the next pre-written act of the victimhood playbook. I'm stepping away. I just want peace. I never wanted to be part of this fight. Like some weird little monk. Really? Because from where I'm sitting, it sure looked like you were leading the charge. Oh, and that little bighorn didn't work out so well either. You created websites. You paid for domains. You launched targeted attacks across multiple platforms. You dropped names with surgical glee. You hinted. You implied. You watched others do the dirty work and never said a word to stop it. You participated. You endorsed. You encouraged. And now, after deleting your YouTube, scrubbing your socials, and ghosting the same online persona you used to stage this circus, you want people to believe you just walked away? You want to rewrite history as if you were pushed, not the one pushing. That you were bullied into silence instead of retreating from the consequences of your own reckless strategy. No. Lips, that's not how this works. You don't file a lawsuit, launch a doxing spree, weaponize defamation buzzwords, and then throw your hands up and say, I just need time to heal from the ass pounding. You don't get to claim innocence after aiming the cannon. You don't get to pretend you were caught in someone else's storm when you were the one dancing in the lightning. Let's not gloss over the pattern here either. This isn't new behavior. This is a cycle. The lawsuit was just one piece of the broader playbook. One she's run before, and will likely run again, as long as people fall for it. Step 1. We'll cry wolf, loud and public. Step 2. Escalate, implicate, insinuate. Just enough to stir the mob without stepping directly into liability. Step 3. Drop the act once the pushback starts. And finally, step 4. Reframe it all as trauma. Play the victim, not the victimizer. Position the retreat as noble. Play the Play the victim. Ask for donations. Rinse and repeat. And that's exactly what's happening now. Behind the disappearing act is a very visible pivot. Like a horrible, horrible little ballerina. Your sit spin needs work. She's still aligned with the anti-what-the-hales crowd. Still validating the same ecosystem that helped amplify her claims in the first place. Still nodding quietly from the wings as the flea and others continue attacking those of us who dared to question their grift. She's just removed herself from the front of the stage, strategically, because it no longer benefits her to be seen holding the mic. And now, with the lawsuit dismissed, she's hinting that she never wanted to sue anyone.
Never.
That she didn't agree with how it was being handled. And that she left because she couldn't support it anymore. These aren't explanations. They are rehearsed excuses, designed to soften the fallout and preserve whatever is left of her brand. They're not truth. They're damage control. But here's the thing about damage control. It only works when people forget the original wreckage. No, and I have not forgotten. You came after me by name. You tried to silence commentary with court filings. You attempted to intimidate through implication. You orchestrated a digital campaign to provoke reactions, harvest outrage, and then repackage. The backlash as proof of persecution. And now that the court record has turned into a mirror, you've slipped into the shadows like a nasty little vampire and called it growth. But the court doesn't care about your rebrand. The docket doesn't get deleted. Nor does reality give a fuck about your feelings. It doesn't disappear when you deactivate your Instagram. It doesn't fade when you switch from fighter to healer. It still says, plaintiff voluntarily dismisses this complaint against all defendants. And that one line will always say more than any live stream monologue, soft lit apology, or donation link could ever could. It tells the truth, not the performance. The truth. Not your truth, not your reality, just the truth. You didn't walk away. You got caught. And you chose to exit over exposure. Chose retirement over... So go ahead. Keep curating the next chapter. Keep pretending the lawsuit was just a detour. Keep dropping vague lines about not wanting to be involved in the drama anymore. Keep playing the background while others continue the attacks you helped set in motion. But know this, some of us have longer memories than your average live stream chat or a fruit fly. And when the next stunt rolls around, when the next nasty little ballerina pivot of yours begins, when the next victim arc is launched, well, I'll be there. Short bus idling, Velcro shoes strapped, reading the filings, trusting the docket, watching the narrative collapse under the weight of its own contradictions. Because in the end, performance fades, but paper, no, paper never lies. Shizzy Wiznut, still the Velcro shoe-wearing short bus passenger who knows the difference between disappearing and dodging consequences. And I will never be your fucking daddy.
It is about time. Let's break this mother down. With Shizzy Wiznut.